Hi guys, welcome back to K-pop Talks. I'm your host, and today we're doing the weekly K-pop recap of 2023, the first week of January, and let's get right into it because we have 10-15 songs to talk about. First song is New Jean with Oh My God, arguably their best release, probably their most catchiest song, amazing lyrics, really interesting concept, really good R&B and classic pop beat like from the 90s and the 2000s. Really enjoy the vibe, slow paced. Again, they keep doing what they've been doing until now, which is go against the grain, not trying to do the super poppy and super popular fourth gen type of music. That's why I believe New Jeans is a fifth generation group. They've completely separated from the people that came before. But this song is amazing. It's already probably one of the best songs. It will be one of the best songs of the year, 100%. But it's an amazing achievement, I think, from a group that most people didn't really expect much from. You have to give them credit. When they debuted, I mean, who thought they were gonna be this popular? Nobody thought so. Most people thought Seraphim was gonna be bigger than them. It doesn't seem to be the case. People thought I might be bigger than them, and they're competing for that spot. But I mean, New Jeans to me is the most exciting thing in K-pop of the second of 2022 and going into 2023. Next we have Astro, Moonbin and Sana with Next we have Astro, Moonbin and Sana with Madness. It's a solid release from them. This is their third single. This is their third mini album they've released. It's a solid song. It doesn't really stray away from what Astro normally does and from specifically their style as a subunit. I enjoy it to a certain extent. I wouldn't go back to it personally. I think they've done better with their debut and their second release 100%. Next we have Yugyeom featuring CK with Ponytail. This might be his best release. Still not the biggest fan of the production, but he does a very good job vocally. The chorus is somewhat catchy even though the production is very basic, and CK delivers a pretty good feature in my opinion. So overall I think this is a good improvement from Yugyeom. He seems to be more comfortable. He doesn't try necessarily to, he's still trying to do very basic stuff, but he's doing I think with a little bit more originality into the music, into the singles, even adding a feature like CK. I think that's a cool, interesting thing to be different than everybody else. I think that's kind of cool. Next we have 9 with Beyond. This is number 6. This is still from the series of Only One Of, where every single member has a solo song, and the previous song was a rap song. This song is a more simple pop production, very sweet vocals. It's very straight to the point, but I really like the production in here a lot. I feel like the first two had very interesting productions. The third one was fine. The fourth one was good. The fifth one was okay, but it can be very hit or miss for a lot of people. I think this is something that I think most people can enjoy, but it's still a very enjoyable song. I mean, I think this project has been a great success for them, at least from an artistical side of things. I don't know if they made necessarily money from it, but even if they haven't, I'm happy that they're doing it yet still, right? They're not changing it. They're not trying to do something that it's only based on money or that will sell. They're doing a concept that is different, and I think that's very cool. I don't think I've ever seen an idol LGBTQ concept ever in my life. Specifically, this case about a gay man. So it's interesting to see that, in my opinion. Next, we're getting back with Big World. Very interesting release by Getting Back. These were released, I think, really early during the year, like 2 or 3 days, first 2 or 3 days of the year. Very good production. Love the vocals. They're very soft, almost ethereal, almost like they're gonna be blown out by the wind. Simple, effective. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought Getting Back had a good year last year, and I think she's already starting 2023 in the best possible way. And Getting Back herself follows it again with another song, which is Fucking New Year. This is more straight up classic pop music from Getting Back with elements of ballads. If the other song, even though it's very soft at the end, it has a very grand moment with the high vocals and the great vocals. Here it's a little bit more stable, more simple, and definitely more of a classic pop song in that sense. I really enjoy her vocals. I mean, I think Yeonbak is one of the best Korean vocalists, and I think that's very obvious when you hear her music. So enjoyable, definitely enjoyed the other one better than this one, but it's still a solid song in my opinion. Next we have a Vix song with Gonna Be Alright or Gonna Be Alright. Solid song by Vix. This is obviously, I think, a song. Personally, I think it's, I don't know, obviously, but I personally think it's a song for the fans. A solid production, good vocals. I would say that's something they've really worked hard on. They probably wanted to release a song for the fans, and I think the fact they've already done it, it's a blessing for a lot of us. Next, we have High Key with Rose Blossom. This is their third single in like 6-8 months. I really found one thing interesting about High Key specifically with these last two singles they've done is it's almost like the production and the vibe of the song doesn't really fit with the music. Like I had that feeling with their second single. I'm having this feeling right now with this single as well, where the song is good. I think the song is objectively good. Very like kind of like anthem like pop production, solid vocals in my opinion by the girls. They can definitely still improve on that in my opinion, but it doesn't feel like the music video really fits with that aesthetic that they're going with, at least music wise, you know. So it can be very off-putting if you're watching the music video. Personally, I thought it was a fine song. Overall, a quality release by High Key, which is an underrated group in my opinion, so hopefully more people check them in the future. Next we have Lee Sung Yeon with Pricey Hangover, a solid rock production and a solid rock song by this artist. I feel like he does a good job with the vocals, does a good job with the flows, with his melodies, and while it's not the most original rock song you're gonna have hear in your life, it's still solid enough to the point where you can actually enjoy it and feel like you're listening to something new. Because the problem with K-pop in Korea, especially K-rock in Korea, is a lot of the times people don't really stray away from the classic CM blues, you know, and stuff like that. To see artists doing it more now with rock, I think it's kind of cool in my opinion. Next we have I Love You or ILY with Twinkle Twinkle, another very solid song by them, still very G-Friend, like they are the spiritual successor of G-Friend. The vocals sound remind me of G-Friend, the song structure, even the choreography to a certain extent, like the vibe of the song, the melodies, like the choruses, like it's not saying a negative, I think. Sorry, because this is something that the genre needs. I mean, there isn't enough of cute concepts in K-pop that do this type of K-pop at all. So it's not to see at least it being existing in my opinion. And being actually supported quite a bit. I mean, it has like over 2 million views, which I'm happy for. Next we have Jungtoon featuring Im Semol with Mushroom, a very cute song, very good production, and a very good vocal performance by Im Semol, who gives the song personality, cuteness, great vocal range, I think, really good high notes, and overall a very fun listening experience. Production you normally don't really listen to a lot in K-pop, you know, with some interesting synths, some interesting way of using, I think, like what do you call them, like synthetic sounds to follow to you know, to produce the song and to create a very fun rhythm, melody, and overall a very enjoyable song in my opinion. Next we have Yoo Se-young featuring Super B with Mother Soccer, already an interesting hip-hop track. Production wise it is interesting. I think it's somewhat all over the place as well, but it's not necessarily the production that's all over the place. I feel like what makes it all over the place is the rapping. I mean, the rapping is good, the lyrics are fine, but it almost seems like at some point the artist, specifically Yoon Seo, really loses the control of his song, the flows, sometimes even the rhythms, the way he raps on the beat. Like it starts really good and then somewhat he kind of like loses it all, you know. So the way I see it, I think it's in my opinion a successful song for certain aspects and very unsuccessful in other. So overall I feel like it's a solid like classics 5-6 out of 10, and depending if you really like this style or not, you can be way more positive and way more negative about the song as a whole and as the concept as a whole. Next we have DKZ with 2022 Forever, a song that tributes their year, their fans. It's a classic ballad that does that. You know, there isn't really much to complain about it from me. I personally find it to be okay. And you know, it's a song to close out the year, to sing with the fans at the concert, you know. Next we have another K-rock like a group called Dumbass with Bad Kids. I feel like while the product with the instrumental actually is okay, is overall decent. I don't like the use of the autotune. I don't like the way the singer cannot really control his vocal range. The lyrics are okay. It has that angsty teen vibe to it, with like we're these bad kids and stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's overall, I think, a song that I don't like personally. Can there be others that like it? Yes, but for me personally, it's probably my least favorite out of the bunch I've listened to these last couple of days. Next, we've got The Beat with Stamp on it. This is their second single. They released a performance video. I expect them to release a music video eventually, I'm not sure. But regardless, better than Step Back in my opinion. Better vocals. I think it's also more interesting the way they've dealt with the song. It has elements of what you expect from aespa song. I assume the guys who produces these songs and same guy produces aespa songs, because they remind me a lot of that. Everybody sings here still. I don't get the point of having Yolin here, because I'm a huge fan of Yolin, but it's not like she's the best singer out of all of them, She definitely lacks in that department compared to the other girls, specifically Taeyeon, and I think Seulgi and Wendy, and even Boa, I would say. Like the other girls, like these girls really stand on vocally, in my opinion. Some of these are bad, but they don't really stand out like them, and it's noticeable. But it's an improvement. I still don't like this concept. I still don't like this idea of super groups like with SM and stuff like that. I think that they don't work in general. They don't seem natural. And again, why call it a super group if you're gonna include some members from certain groups and non-members from others? Now, in the case of Got the Step, I think they're called, what they call Got the Beat. Sorry, like it works because I think there's only 3 active groups in SM, which is GG. I mean, there's 3 artists: GG, Boa, and Red Velvet, so it works. I mean, and aespa. But I mean, SM always said this, like Super Junior, I'm pretty sure has no members, for example. Right, that's an example for that. So, I'm not the biggest fan of this concept. I feel like these songs should just be thrown away, and they're not songs that I normally get invested about. If they're gonna make a song, do promotion for 2 weeks and disappear, why would I care about them as much as just listen to their individual groups? It's, I think, a still very watery concept that you can work on SM, in my opinion. And next we have a huge song with a lot of SM members. I wish I could remember them all. I definitely forget people. I know Kangta is there. I know Litek is there. I know not Changmin, the other guy from TVXQ. I always forget his name. Irene is in it. Mark is in it. No, Mark not. Taeyong is in it. Oh yes. What else? Let me just read it, okay? So we have The Cure MV with Kangta, Boa, Litek, Taeyeon, Onyu. Oh, I forgot about Onyu. Suho, Irene, Taeyong, Mark, Kun, and Karina. So Mark was in it, yes, and even Kun, I'm surprised Kun is in it. So again, a good variety. They normally always do these things as like, look, we believe in these things. It's their classic song to, brandize their company and their idols. It's very smart. I don't really see a lot of other companies do it. Like other companies, like they always like, oh, the group is bigger than the company. That's not the case with the SM. Like the fact that they always have them active in a lot of their stuff makes it look like a family, or at least a collective of people working for this company. That's not the case for a lot of a company. Personally, I don't care about this song. I think it's a very big throwaway. I think most of you will feel the same, but yeah, overall is a fine song, like decent vocals as well, but it's overly patinated and so fake that I can't stand it on certain aspects. And this was it for the first week. Nothing really impressive in that sense. I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of good songs in here. Some songs that really felt disappointing. And I mean, there's only really one good song here, which I think it's New Jeans. I mean, again, and you could argue a couple others. Definitely like High Key had a good song. Yugyeom had a solid song. Asta had a solid song. Nine from One in One Of had a good song. Getting Back, obviously, but there was only for me one standout, and the standout, I mean, two really for me. It was Jungtoon with Mushroom and New Jeans. They're the two most impressive songs for me. What do you guys think about it? Did you enjoy them? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Let me know in the comments. See you next time. I want to record possibly this week, maybe in a couple of days. That's coming like the 9th and the 10th. Like my thoughts of 2022, make a good, interesting, comprehensive video. But even if I shot it, it would probably end up coming 2 weeks from now anyway. So maybe I'll start writing, maybe I'll start coming ideas with it, and then decide what to do from it with them, from then with it, you know. So thank you for watching, thank you for being patient, and see you next time. And I might actually drop the worst K-pop songs. I dropped the worst K-pop songs and the worst albums of the year. So be tuned for it. I was supposed to drop them by the end of December, but I really wasted my time in December. I should have done better with it, which is the same thing every time. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.